About My Father is currently only in theaters as of June 2023, and this review will be spoiler free. But is it worth a watch? My name is Chris, and I'm here to give you 2 reasons why you should consider checking this out. Sebastian wants to propose to his all-American girlfriend and wants to give her the ring of his deceased mother. However, his father, who is an old-school Italian immigrant, is hesitant with giving him the ring since he believes that family is not just an important thing, but the only thing that matters, and he insists on meeting her family before making his decision to give his son the ring. Her family is celebrating the 4th of July at one of their seasonal homes, and you heard me correct, her family is upper-class, successful, white American people with parents in business and politics, so you can imagine Sebastian's father, who's a successful hairstylist barber in his hometown, not being able to relate to this different lifestyle. All Sebastian wants is for his father to be cool, calm, and collective so that everyone has an enjoyable weekend, but one thing about Italians is that we'll always speak our minds. And that's part of the reason why I started this YouTube channel, so I can speak my mind freely while giving you honest opinions about movies and if they're pure trash or straight up hype. And I will do my best for this review to not be biased because I do come from an Italian-American family, so hear me out. Now, the writing is very straightforward with a pretty basic plotline as I just described to you. The movie gives off vibes from the Meet the Parents trilogy, which even stars Robert De Niro, so this is right up his alley of comedic family roles. With Sebastian Maniscalco and Robert De Niro headlining this movie as the 2 main characters as the theme of a loving father and son relationship, it's definitely a fun time to watch and my first reason why you should take a chance on this story. Most of this story is true based on Sebastian's real life in regards to his relationships with his wife and father. And if you're a fan of his and you watch plenty of his comedy stand-up specials, then you might remember some of these stories that he always talks about in regards to his wife or his father. And when it comes to Sebastian in this movie as an actor, he does have a few moments of glory as he reacts to certain scenarios, whether if it's his intimate conversations with his father or acting a fool unintentionally. I would say his acting unfortunately came off very mediocre, which is understandable since this is his first major role, plus he even admits to his inexperience from interviews for the movie and how Robert De Niro has helped him so much in the process. And I just thought this was very humbling to hear him say, since his career is mainly stand-up comedy.
On film, I go to him, I said, listen, I need help here. I don't know what I'm doing. Could you help me out? And he goes, well, I didn't want to say anything. I don't know what your process is. And I'm like, my process is just hope. Hope this happens. In the conversation, it got emotional between him and I started crying in the conversation. I go, I gotta use this. So I'm running, crying, thinking about my dad. I come into the scene crying, right? I do the scene, right? And they yell, cut. All right, again? I'm like, again? That's all I got.
And let's be honest, going up against De Niro for majority of the movie is no easy task. That's like being a rookie playing against Michael Jordan. And Robert De Niro took this role so serious, like all his other roles, that he even spent a few days with Sebastian's father to learn more about him, including his habits and mannerisms. Now, to go the extra mile such as this as an actor really does show on screen, and I thought Robert De Niro did a great job as always. He had his moments of dramatic acting, but overall took many risks with the comedy that paid off. But now when it comes to the 2 different family cultures clashing, that's where the comedy could be a hit or miss. Most of the side jokes that came from the all-American white family was very played out to me pretty quickly, since most of these characters' personalities are somewhat extreme and very surface level. For example, you have one son who is completely arrogant and dare I say racist since he keeps speaking to the Italians in Spanish, which was funny at first, but then it got dragged out. But then you have this other brother who is the complete opposite and extremely sensitive and emotional, and on top of that you have both the parents who are also complete opposites, with one being very passive and the other being very headstrong. And then you have the daughter who's marrying Sebastian, who's actually understandable as a character, as in she's trying her best to become something of her own, which was relatable. Now, despite all these negatives and surface level characters, this leads me to my second reason why you should consider watching this movie, and it's all because of the Italian-American culture and mindset. The film expresses the importance of family bonding through food and loyalty, and I thought the story was very authentic in regards to the Italian-American experience. The beautiful themes about family coming together and understanding one another, whether that be in-laws or direct relationships such as parents and their children, was displayed well throughout the movie. And since you could say my family and I were the target audience for this type of movie, I can say that it was displayed pretty accurately, such as the attitude or the gestures, and we just found it enjoyable to watch. But keep in mind, that's specifically in regards to those moments in the movies, those scenes specifically, because all in all, Robert De Niro and Sebastian Maniscalco did carry this movie, and in their own different styles. If you love Sebastian for his comedy, then you'll most likely enjoy him in this movie, and if you've always been a fan of Robert De Niro, then I can't see why you wouldn't have fun watching him play this character, that being Sebastian's real father. I recommend going to check out some of their interviews together for the promotion of this movie to get a better idea of the chemistry that went into the story. The acting was genuine for the most part, and the effort was definitely there. However, the plot and other characters lacked depth, resulting in majority of the jokes suffering in the end.
I come from an Italian family. Italians do it a lot different than most people. Italians bring cash, okay? My father would negotiate prices at Sears. It was embarrassing to go shopping with the guy. The salesman, like, the refrigerator's gonna be about $1,200. What's the price gonna be with cash? It's not a flea market, we're at Sears.
And by that I mean the movie was just okay. I wasn't expecting it to be super great and hype, but I did want more genuine comedy throughout the whole movie, along with better acting. But don't get me wrong, there were definitely a few big comedic moments, but very few of them. And unfortunately, that's just not enough to make it a great movie. But it's still worth a watch in my opinion, so if you went out and you watched this movie, let me know your thoughts down in the comments or with this review if you plan on checking it out, which I still recommend. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, then consider liking it, and if you're new here, consider subscribing. This way you can stay updated with more fun reviews uploaded weekly. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you all on the next one. Peace.